So it turns out road teams are capable of winning here in the NBA playoffs, even if I'm not capable of picking the right ones to win. Welcome back to Layup Lines, the NBA recap and betting show here on the Bandwagon Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, DaRock. Before we get into my recaps and predictions, if you enjoy basketball talk on just about a daily basis, then Bandwagon Sports is the channel for you. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let's get into it. So we're going to start here actually with the game that the home team did win here on Tuesday night. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they take care of home court. They win both games here in Minnesota, winning 105-93. In the second half, they outscored the Suns 57-42, really put a beat down on them. And Anthony Edwards, he famously said, "Hey, I got KD, well, we got Jaden McDaniels." And Jaden McDaniels went for 25 points and 8 rebounds. Big game for him. Rudy Gobert, another big game for the bigs here for Minnesota. Gobert with 18 points and 9 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, not a great shooting night for him, but did still add 15 points and 8 assists. So despite, even the star player not having his best night for Minnesota in Anthony Edwards, they still get the job done, led by, like I said, McDaniels. Gobert's had a really good series to start here. The big three for Phoenix still did, get theirs a little bit. Booker stepped up. He had 20 points this game, a little bit better shooting. Kevin Durant with 18 and Bradley Beal with 14. But, not really any big numbers that just absolutely killed Minnesota. Like I said, high score of the game, McDaniels with 25. This was a close game in the first half, but like I mentioned, that second half, they really just ran him out of the gym. And this has kind of surprised me. I really kind of thought this would be a series that Phoenix would kind of have their way with a little bit more in Minnesota. They just seem kind of outmatched and don't really know what to do. McDaniels as well as scoring. He played some really good defense, like I mentioned. Star players only 20 points or less. That's pretty impressive. The other game one, though, was really more the offense that is what did it for Minnesota. They won game one on Saturday, 120-95 behind 33 points, including 4 3-pointers from Anthony Edwards. Gobert, like I mentioned, game two had a good game one as well, 14 points, 16 rebounds. Cat also added 19 points and 7 boards for the Timberwolves, just absolutely dominant on the glass, 52-28 rebounding differential. Durant, 31 points game one, so he got his, but Booker, once again, only 18 points in game one, 5-16 from the field. Heading into the series, my prediction was Phoenix to win in probably 6 games. But I really just don't see any world where the Suns just go and win these next 4 games. And to be honest, I think I'm going to flip my prediction from Suns in 6. I'm going to go with Timberwolves in 6. I really liked what I've seen here. Trust me, I think Phoenix could definitely, win a game, if not both, at home. But Minnesota, they've looked like they kind of have Phoenix guessing, don't really know what to do. Like I said, for game one, it was more an offensive output from the Timberwolves. This game two was more of a defensive. And both games, holding Phoenix to under 100. Like I mentioned, that big three. So that's pretty impressive. Good wins there for the Timberwolves. I'm now going to pick them to win the series in 6 games. Then moving on to the first road win we had here. The Pacers knock off the Bucks 125-108. Once again, no Giannis for Milwaukee in this one. But it was Indy's just hot shooting from the field. They shot over 55% from the field as a team. They outscored Milwaukee in every quarter. And it was Pascal Siakam. This is why they got him at the deadline here. Or not the deadline, but earlier this season. He had 37 points, 11 boards. Really dominant game from him. Miles Turner added 22 points, 7 boards, and 6 assists. And then Andrew Nembhard, also with a really high-scoring game, 20 points. And then Tyrese Halliburton, he's a star for the Pacers. He had 12 points, 12 rebounds, so good game for him. Dame, once again, he got his. Like I said, no Giannis. He really has to be the big scorer for them with 34 points. Bobby Portis added 14 points, 11 boards. And then Brook Lopez had 22 points. So in the first half, this was a good game. Kind of close. Indiana, though, I did just kind of always feel they kind of had this one. Like I mentioned, they did win every quarter. More dominant in the second half as well. So, like I was really hoping for, I hope this would be a competitive series. They get a split because game one, Milwaukee did dominate. They won 109-94, including outscoring the Pacers 39-29 in the second quarter and 69-42 in the first half as a whole. Like I mentioned, 34 points from Dame Lillard game 2. He had 35 in game 1, including 6 of 11 from 3. Chris Middleton also had a good game in game 1, scoring 23 points with 10 rebounds. Then Bobby Portis, 15 points, 11 boards. Siakam also did, high scoring game for him in game 1 as well, 36 points, 13 rebounds, and then Miles Turner with 17 and 8. So, like I mentioned, I wasn't super thrilled with that game 1 effort from the Pacers. They definitely stepped it up, put the pressure here on Milwaukee a little bit. Now maybe do they have to rush Giannis back with this being a 1-1 series as opposed to if it was 2-0 heading to Indiana? I think, he probably still wouldn't play. But now, Indiana, they've stolen home court. My prediction for the series originally was Bucks in 7. After these games, I'm going to stick with that. I like that. I'm going to go Bucks in 7. Like I said, I think we could have a good series here. I could very easily see this being 2-2 after 4 games, and we have a 3 games to determine who wins it all. So I'm going to go with the Bucks in 7 still, despite the Pacers picking up a nice win here tonight. Then the final game of the night. Once again, another road win, a split here. The Mavericks knock off the Clippers 96-93. Clippers hit like a 3 at the end at the buzzer that didn't matter and to make it look closer. But Dallas, they won this game by a couple possessions, really. They shot 42% from both the field and from 3. Meanwhile, the Clippers only shot 37% from the field and 27% from 3. It was Luka Doncic. He hit some big shots down the stretch. That's why he's a star player, why he's an MVP candidate. 32 points from him, 9 assists, and he just had an answer. He was giving it to the LA crowd, yelling at him, I'm him. I'm not sure if that's actually saying it. I'm not John Boy, I can't do these lip reading breakdowns, but he was letting the LA crowd know that he was hitting some big shots. Kyrie with a good game as well, 23 points from him. PJ Washington added 18 points, including 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. The Clippers were led by James Harden, but he did not shoot the ball well. 22 points, but 2 of 10 from 3. 22 points from Paul George as well. Kawhi comes back. He did not play game 1, but he comes back tonight with 15 points, 7 rebounds, but 0 of 5 from 3. That was really what killed the Clippers. They just did not shoot the ball well at all tonight. Dallas did shoot it well from beyond the arc, but 42% from the field is really not great, but still better than LA's 37%. So we'll see here. Maybe they rushed Kawhi back a little bit. Maybe his conditioning, his shot wasn't there, but this is once again we're gonna have a good series here, 1-1 because we're going to have a good series here. Once again, 1-1 because the Clippers won game 1, 109-97. In that game, LA did shoot the ball well, shooting 50% from 3. Meanwhile, Dallas only shot 30%. The Clippers also just never trailed in the game and led by as much as 29. So it was a bit of a blowout. Dallas once again kind of getting some garbage points at the end to make it look close. James Harden, he did shoot the ball really well in game 1, 28 points, including 6 of 11 from 3. Paul George had 22 points. Ivica Zubac with 20 points and 15 rebounds, and 13 also added. Russ added 13 off the bench, so good depth from there. Just kind of scoring all around from the Clippers, something they did not get in game 2 tonight. Luka also had 33, 13, and 6, but only shot 4 of 12 from 3 on game 1, and Kyrie 31 points again for him. So this is one. I think we're gonna have once again another good series here. I liked the Clippers beforehand because, I just heard so many people doubting them without Kawhi. Oh, can they beat them? Like, people not thinking they could, but I kind of thought they would, but almost just Kawhi didn't really look great tonight. So that kind of almost makes me want to switch my pick. I think I might, once again here, I might go a switch. I might go Dallas in 6 games. But once again, I think this is going to be another really competitive series. Go 6 or 7 like that Pacers-Bucks series. All 3 of these series I think are going to go pretty far. Not as great games here on Tuesday night as there was Monday night, but that's going to be hard to ever top that. But I think these will overall be good series. But I'm going to switch my pick in this one as well. I guess, it's not really switching. I never put out official picks, but I like the Mavericks to win the series in 6 games. Then wrapping up with Wednesday night's games. We only have 2 games on Wednesday night, just the TNT doubleheader, no NBA TV game. The first one at 7 Eastern on TNT. Boston, they're a 14.5-point favorite against the Heat. They won game 1, 114-94. I once again like them to cover that 14.5. Boston, there's a lot of talk. Like, will they even lose? I would set their over-under, like people are saying, at like 4 losses before the finals. Like, I think especially with no Jimmy Butler, the Heat just are nowhere near the Celtics level. Only a 20-point win, but that's another game where the Heat, they came back because Boston took their foot off the gas. So I like Boston to cover 14.5. Kind of crazy betting a number that high in a playoff game, but I think for sure they win, and I could see them covering that 14.5. Then the second game, 9:30 Eastern on TNT. Oklahoma City, they're a 7.5-point favorite against the New Orleans Pelicans. So both the 1-8 games here on Wednesday. Game one was close though. OKC won 94-92. But it's kind of one of those things like New Orleans, they might be feeling a little down. They kind of blew their chance to win that game. They could have very easily won it, stole game one on the road. I think, that could be a little demoralizing. So I do like OKC to win once again. And it just the same thing. I'm going to go with them to cover that 7.5. So I got both the favorites winning. Hopefully I can avenge. I went 0-3 today. I went with one favorite, two underdogs. Did not work out well for me. So I'm just going to stick to the favorites here on Wednesday. Hopefully it can win us some bread. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, to the video. It really helps us grow a lot. I'm making these videos every day. I want to continue to grow. I want you guys to be there with me. So thank you guys so much for supporting. If you're on Spotify, make sure to rate the show 5 stars. And I will see you guys once again tomorrow. Peace.